It's my 1-year vegan anniversary! And I haven't dropped dead yet! According to the omnivores and the carnists, and the carnivores, I should be dead by now. Huh? I'm still alive? The problem is I actually wouldn't mind it too much, considering I hate my existence here, but anyway, it's June, and sometime last year during the same month, I decided to go vegan. ¿Por qué? You may ask. I mean, why not? It's the right thing to do.
That's your belief. All right, your belief.
I was vegetarian a year beforehand. Well, I wasn't really counting. It felt like a year. Could have been less. But when I got sterilized in November 2023, I was like, I don't want to eat meat anymore. And so I told Noel I was going vegetarian. And of course, he was a meat lover at the time. And he wasn't really happy to hear this. And I'm sure he also didn't know what to expect, so I can't blame him per se on being hesitant, having his reservations. And even back then, the ethics weren't necessarily clear to me either. I mostly did it for the environment at first, going vegetarian, because I had watched Eating Ourselves into Extinction. I had watched that, and I was just like, dang, I want to make a difference on this planet. I see the environmental impacts of animal agriculture, and I don't want to contribute to this more. I want to do better. I want to be better as a person. I want to make a positive impact on this planet. So I cut out meat. And dairy, honestly, I'm like, I don't think I'm intolerant, but I am very sensitive to dairy. It would make me feel congested. It made me feel slow and sluggish, and so for the longest time I had been trying to cut out dairy beforehand anyways. Doesn't help that my family's mostly vegetarian, so dairy is like the one thing they like to indulge in. Maybe ice cream, cheese, all the good stuff. But yeah, I tried for a long time. I used to pick out the dairy-free ice cream whenever I noticed it, or try out other dairy-free products and stuff that looked interesting, but I wasn't set on it. On Thanksgivings, I'd still have mac and cheese. My aunt and my cousin, they make a really good Thanksgiving meal, especially the mac and cheese and all the other stuff. They are pros at vegetarianism. Veganism, not so much. Or just being 100% plant-based. But regardless, I used to have it whenever I felt bad for cutting it out, or on special occasions I would still have dairy, but on the regular I would try to minimize it or just cut it out. And it felt kind of sad to a degree, because I was just like, dang, I understand that people want to fit in, and I was that person. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be like everybody else, getting freaking cheese on their sandwiches or eating regular dairy ice cream without an issue. But that just wasn't me. And funnily enough, now I've learned that most of us are actually lactose intolerant anyways. Mind blowing. We're not supposed to be eating milk from an animal who wasn't making the milk for us in the first place. It's like trying to give human breast milk to a cat and then figuring out that the cat can't digest it. It's funny how I was really trying to stick to carnism. Even when it wasn't helping me, just for fitting in. If something's not working for you, get rid of it. I should have been stuck to my guns a long time ago, but I am still learning not to be a people pleaser to this day, and it's hard, okay? I don't like disappointing people. I don't like to be the reason that somebody's upset. And of course, at the end of the day, only you can choose your happiness. Only you are in control of how you want to feel about something. And I hate when people are like, oh, control your emotions, because we can't really control how we truly feel about something. But we can control how we react to it. Why do I always do this? Why do I always derail from the main topic? Veganism. 1 year. 1 year vegan anniversary. I am alive. Unfortunately. Not because I wanted veganism to kill me, okay? That was a whole separate topic of depression and me going through shit. I'm always going through shit. All of us are always going through shit. Some of us are better at hiding it than others. But no, unfortunately, veganism will not kill you. People who are already vegan already know veganism is about the animals, okay? And I hate the watering down when people are in it for the health benefits, but don't give a shit about the animals. I have a cousin who I thought was vegan, but I reached out to her and she's like, oh yeah, you know, it is sad what they do with the animals, but I also still make chicken for my boyfriend sometimes when he's being really good. And I'm like, that's not veganism. You either are not okay with throwing animals under the bus or you are. I don't understand why people try to portray it as like a gray issue. Like, it's not gray. You're either for it or against it. It's like being against beating women, but then I'll only beat women on Mondays. I'm against racism, but it's okay to be racist to this particular group. Like, no, you're either for it or you're not. You can't really be gray on this issue. I don't understand why people think that they should just call themselves vegan because they've cut out 95% of the animal products. You're still paying for animal cruelty 5% of the time. Therefore, 5% of the time, you think it's okay. Therefore, some part of you still thinks it's okay. It's permissible. You can't be okay with it to be vegan. You can't. Actions speak louder than words. If you don't like what you're paying for, just stop paying for it. Why are you paying for something that you claim you're against? Why do people make it so complicated? Anyway, 1 year as a vegan. How has it been? Honestly, at first it was terribly hard, but it was mostly just because I had a partner that was on the same page with me at first. And it really hurts, you know, like the people that are closest to you, the person you claim your best friend is supposed to understand what you're talking about, where you're coming from. You know, it's your best friend. You're best friends for a reason. And even he had a hard time understanding at first. And I understand, you know, most people don't go vegan overnight. I wish that was the case. I wish I had done so as well. And maybe honestly I would have gone vegan sooner if people had told me about the ethics and what I'm paying for. But at the same time, like, if you just think about it, it's not really hard to piece it together, and most people already know what they should be doing. Considering if you bring up veganism to a non-vegan, they'll say, oh, I don't eat that much meat, or I used to be vegetarian for like a month or something and it didn't work out. Most people already know what they're supposed to be doing. So when you bring it up, people get uncomfortable. And I'm like, I wonder why. It's because they already know. Deep down, they know. Nobody wants to watch slaughterhouse footage because, oh, it'll turn me off of my food. It might make me want to do the right thing. And I don't want to do the right thing because it's easier for me to just fall in line and make everybody else happy and not uncomfortable. It's easier for me to not be inconvenienced, to save the animals. Maybe my B12 deficiency will kick in come a couple more years down the line. Because as they say, sometimes health issues take longer to flare up. But I'm still here. I still have energy to exercise 4+ days a week. I am enjoying my plant-based foods. It feels good knowing that the food that I'm eating is nourishing, good for the environment, and doesn't hurt the animals. You're killing three birds with one meal. Thankfully, no actual killing of the birds, okay? The birds are all right with my choices. Yeah, it feels good. We already feel powerless in general because, you know, we vote hoping for a candidate that will actually have our best interests at heart, and then we end up with Donald Trump. Okay, politically wise, I'm not saying Kamala is the best person out there. Like, at this point, I should have run for president. We already feel powerless enough with our government, with our voting system, with the justice system, with trying to get climate acts passed, with trying to hold all these companies that are dirtying the environment and killing the animals on a mass scale. Like, we already feel powerless enough. And so being vegan has given me, like, not a sense of purpose, okay? Because veganism should not become your whole personality. It's okay if it does, okay? Like, please be passionate about animal rights and protections. It's okay to be an animal activist. Ever since I've heard about the Seaspiracy guy literally saying, oh, I was the most vegan of vegans out there, okay? I was an activist. I walked in these non-leather shoes. I did this and that. Like, I'm the most vegan of vegans, and so the 15 years that I've given is enough for me to now go back to eating animals. It's the philosophy. It's the morals. Like, it's not a challenge to be done. It can be challenging for some people, especially if you're completely new to it, but it's not a competition. It's about just doing the right thing. Just do the right thing. That's it. That's all veganism is about.
That's your belief.
This year has been hard for me with my family, and also just, I was already anti-natalist beforehand, so becoming vegan just gave me less hope for the world, even though I'm doing more for the planet now than I ever have. But just seeing how everybody else is okay with being a part of the problem, not changing anything, all the suffering that comes from just paying for animal products. Like, I can't even look at the pictures of the cut up meat, because that used to be somebody. That used to be an animal that wanted life. It's fucking sad. To this day, like, every time I think about it, I could never go back and do it. It took me too long to get to where I am. How many animals have died for me? And just for me to be, I wasn't always depressed. Like, my depression started at like 12, and I think 12 was like a time where I realized that, dang, I really don't care if I die at this point. And it would fluctuate up and down for them. And now I'm at a point where I'm just like, I do care how I go out. I don't care if I go out, but I do prefer to be quick, painless, and peaceful. Like the big three for me. Otherwise, I don't want pain. I do not dream of pain. I do not hurt myself. I don't want to end up in a hospital or as a vegetable, or worse off than I'm doing now. So I will never attempt it until maybe legalized euthanization is right around the corner. But until then, I'm gonna keep trying to do my best that I can on this planet. From a perspective of somebody who you might just call a doomer, okay? You can call me a doomer, I don't care. I likely am a doomer. Why are all the positive people doing the least? My mom, for one, has so much hope. Like, she's basically on a toxic positive level, okay? Where you don't want to hear about anything negative. She's doing better. We'll see. She says she wants to try. We'll see. Yeah, all the people who believe that there is like some innate purpose to this whole existence. What? They're literally doing the least. They think things are gonna get better, but I don't see them trying to make things better. Like, they're just hoping that somebody else is going to fix the problem somewhere down the line. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to hear anything about veganism, anti-natalism, philosophy, sustainability, and just la 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 la. I don't want to hear it. You're ruining the vibes. I don't get how you can have so much hope, but then continuously be a part of the problem so nonchalant. How do you put two and two together? But it's been a year for sure. The first couple of months were the hardest because I didn't really have any support. I joined a couple Discord groups, and the Vistopia Discord is really good. Just seeing so many like-minded people who get what it feels like to experience being 2% of the population that gives a shit about animal rights. I don't care if you say that you love animals. I don't care if you say that you care about animal welfare. Actions speak louder than words. It's like saying, I'm against beating women, and then you go home and you beat your wife or girlfriend, like, or you pay for somebody else to do it. All this blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to actually putting in the work, bacon though, but animal products are so good. But lions though. But how can I as one person make a difference? Who gives a shit if it's just one person? Just do the right thing. If everybody else just gave up freaking the law or their own morals that we have established right now, and just started beating women in the street, would I start feeling left out? The fuck no. I don't understand why this is such a controversial thing. We wouldn't apply these concepts to anything else. And for all the people who are like, oh, morality is subjective. Yes, but also, I don't want to hear you complaining about anything that you find unethical, anything that you find terrible, okay? If you see somebody getting shot out on the road and you're upset, just shut up. Because, you know, morality is subjective. Your feelings don't really matter. Because Jim Bob over here thinks it's okay to shoot people for free. For no freaking reason, with no consequences. Like, why even have laws then? Why even have laws? I've become more militant as time has gone on. And honestly, it's for the best. I'm not disrespectful to people. I don't talk about veganism unless prompted, unless somebody asks about it. And to this day, I still feel awkward because I feel like somebody's gonna judge me. Somebody's gonna have something mean to say. Somebody might attack me for being a minority inside a minority inside a minority. But speaking up is the right thing to do. I do it because it is the right thing to do. I don't want to hear it until you've watched some slaughterhouse footage, and if you've watched it and you're okay with it, you're okay with still paying for these terrible, horrible atrocities to happen to poor innocent animals. I'm talking about like the most docile of animals, okay? Like, they just want to eat grass, seeds, maybe the chickens want to eat some insects, and just go on with their lives like they would have never harmed us even out in the wild. People act like there's some terrible, harmful animals that would have attacked us otherwise out there. Like, no, they would have minded their own business. Ideally, the world would be populated by just herbivores because it would be so much more peaceful. But yeah, I went to Veg Fest on Sunday 2 days ago. That was a blast. Going to Veg Fest. My little shirt on. I only eat free-range humans. Hopefully it'll be a good time.
It'll definitely be a good time.
He knows where to be. I have so many vegan friends. I'm just overwhelmed with the little support group, my chosen family that I am now creating. It's been wild, but it's been fulfilling. I truly appreciate Bumble for giving me a little community, a little group, a best friend. Vera, I know you're watching. I love you. You the best. Appreciate just the support that I've been getting now that, you know, I'm more confident in myself and my choices. Unfortunately, the things that are worth the most in life usually require a bunch of work, a bunch of time, a lot of energy spent, a lot of emotions. It's been emotional, but I know in my heart that I have come to the right place. I am doing the best that I can, truly, on this planet. I am sterilized. That's number one for the planet, the environment, the animals. Number one is not having kids. I am sterilized. That is down pat. And I was like, how can I do better? Also, the animals are suffering. I can't look at that and be okay with paying for it. I don't want to be a flesh eater, a mindless flesh eater. I don't want to exploit the reproductive system of my fellow females, the other mammals out there. It doesn't feel good as a woman seeing that the reproductive system is being exploited left and right from these poor creatures. I don't even want to be a mom, but just knowing that surrogacy is so unethical in itself, when the women usually verbally agree to it, the animals don't agree to any of this at all. It's just sad. Like, if you have a shred of empathy, please just give it up. Leave the homies alone. Don't eat the homies. Leave the animals alone. Guess what are some things that I have learned so far in this process? I would say that humans are disappointing. Really, truly disappointing. People that you thought you knew, people that you think are overall intelligent, like, and I've learned that there are different forms of intelligence as well. Emotional intelligence, people are better analytically than others. Some people have street smarts. There are different forms of intelligence, but a majority of the population is lacking in emotional intelligence. The empathy is not there. And humans are also lazy creatures. They talk about wanting rights for everything. It doesn't really take much to post something about Palestine. It doesn't take much to post about, you know, an article covering the environment and how our CO2 output is continuing to get worse every year. But like, Veganism actually requires you to put in the work. You have to go out of your way to read ingredients, to avoid supporting businesses that are doing the animals and the environment harm. Explaining yourself to dumbasses who like to ask stupid questions. It's really not that complicated. Why do people make it so complicated? I'm vegan because I don't want to contribute to suffering. Veganism is not perfect. No, it's not. There is still some harm that happens. I don't doubt it, especially as we farm on such a large scale. Things fall through the cracks, but it's not intentional, you know? I'm not paying for a squirrel to die. I'm not paying for a mouse or two to get caught in a trap. And I also heard that doesn't really happen like that on a large scale. Like, there's not much data to support that argument from the carnies. It's been a year. I have just learned so much about people. Veganism is a social experiment because it tells you a lot about humans and how, honestly, we're likely doomed because people can't even give up their habits. Like, there's literally no good reason to not be vegan. No good reason. And people still find ways to justify their addictions. It's an addiction at this point. How is it not? How is it not? You're causing harm all around to the animals, the environment, potentially your health, since red meat is a carcinogen. The fish have PFAS and all the accumulation from whatever toxins these animals are taking in. You are now going to get it versus just eating the plants directly. But yeah, people are just so disappointing. My family, honestly, I thought that they would get this the most. Like my dad's already plant-based. Like, I thought he would understand, and they started talking about the animals, and I got like zero response forth. Like, I don't know. It just really changes how you look at people. It really changes how you look at the world. And I could understand, I guess, ex-vegans wanting to feel normal, but I could never go back to being a part of the problem willingly. I could never. Being a part of the problem doesn't fix anything, okay? And veganism is never the problem. The problem is the way that the world works, the society. It's the fact that we live in a non-vegan world. I feel stronger in my convictions than ever than before. Like, I am willing to throw people, well, not that other people haven't already done it to me. Me just briefly talking about veganism to somebody I had been friends with online for like 10 years. They just stopped talking to me because I mentioned it. Good riddance, I guess. I've definitely felt like I've lost people over having strong morals, over doing the right thing, over prompting others to do the right thing, over trying to inspire people to do the right thing. I don't care if people label me as crazy anymore. For what? Suffering reduction, suffering prevention? I always, like, when I go on these rants, I always mention, or I always ask, what is more important than suffering reduction? What is more important? Your career? Money? Buying a house? Your needs need to be met, yes. I often say as an anti-natalist, stop bringing more needs into a world where needs are not being met. I'm talking about emotional needs or not having to work for the rest of your life, because that in itself is such a fucking killer. I try hard to see the good here. I try hard to find the good in the world. And it's not always easy, especially as a vegan now, where everybody is just so dismissive of the suffering of others. How great can the world be if we aren't even actively trying to make it a better place? And it's all just me, I want a kid, I want a burger, I want fried chicken. The entitlement is sickening. It's absolutely sickening. Why is this species so entitled to things that never really even belong to them? This video ended up longer than I wanted to be, as it always goes, but yeah, I'm alive. I still need to go get a checkup, get a blood draw, but I've been feeling fine, physically wise. Like, mental is always gonna be a struggle, because what the fuck is this shit show? What the fuck am I doing here? Why did my parents think this was a good idea? It's all beyond me. Hopefully this will inspire some of you to reach your 1-year vegan anniversary. I know vegans hate when you call it a journey. I don't know what else to call it. It's been a journey for sure. A journey into being the best. It's not even the best, it's the bare minimum. Like, it's the least you could do. Just leave the poor, docile, innocent animals alone, God. And just leave them off your plate. Eat something else. There's never been a better time to be vegan. There's never been an easier time to be vegan. There are so many plant-based options. Like, I freaking went 4 hours away to this small little mountain town here in Colorado, and they still had lots of plant-based options. Plenty. I could have eaten good for a week. No, it's not expensive. My favorite meal is literally just like a lentil curry with some seasonal vegetables and some rice. People are making it so complicated. It doesn't have to be this complicated. The hardest part is the social aspect. Dealing with dummies around you. Dealing with people who are just so fucking disappointing. This species is so disappointing. I've never been more embarrassed to be a human. Especially the direction we're headed in. I don't know, but I've also never been more excited to try plant-based options, to meet more vegans, to put myself out there, to talk to like-minded people who actually care about making a difference on this planet, actually making the world a better place. It's been both depressing and fulfilling. Yeah, I love the plant-based foods. Like, I thought I would miss meat, but honestly, the fact that it grossed me out was like the first push that I got towards being vegan. Like, I cut out red meat a long time ago, and it was just chicken and fish for me. And then one night I got really fucking high. I was just cutting up a chicken drumstick, and I saw the veins, and I was like, I can't eat this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And I never even liked the taste of chicken anyways. Always had this weird, nasty aftertaste. I could only ever eat it fresh. Like, yeah, even just the next day heating it up in the microwave as leftovers, it was always nasty as fuck to me. Like, I never liked it. So why was I forcing myself to eat something I didn't like just to make other people happy? It's like, in retrospect, huh? Everything I was doing to just appear normal and make other people happy, it just seems so stupid. But yeah, I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna try until I die, because it's the right thing to do. And it's like, all this talk about fulfillment and purpose and, you know, career and all that literally means nothing to me when you're just stepping on the necks of innocent beings to get to where you want to be in life. I don't give a shit about what you think your purpose is on this planet if you're not vegan. I don't give a shit. You're not inspiring to me if you're not vegan. People who inspire me, people who put their selfish wants aside and actually just do the right thing. And when you go vegan, you'll realize eventually that you're not really giving up that much. You're just doing the bare minimum for the animals, for the planet, to avoid future pandemics, for water, because we're running out of water here in the West. Water conservation. There are so many good reasons to be vegan. I literally zero to be a pathetic selfish meat eater. Come for me in the comments. Come for me. Give me some engagement. Where are my haters at? Like, I am grounded in my convictions. This is not a religion. It's not a cult. We don't have a cult leader. We don't even have a book to study. There are, I'm sure, a couple out there. It's not like we all go to vegan meetups and start reading out of a book written by somebody who died thousands of years ago. Like, no. It's just not causing harm to beings. Sentient beings who don't deserve it. And even if they did, like, would you want your worst enemy in a slaughterhouse slaughtered the way that they do to these poor animals? Gas chambers, like, it's sickening, it's disgusting, it's terrible. Anybody defending this, you're weak. You're a spineless motherfucker. Reminds me of this meme posted. It's Circle Snip, and it had all the Cardis mad. Like, I'm not afraid to be that vegan anymore. Again, I'm not gonna go out of my way to talk to strangers, just tell them, hey, you know, you're a terrible person, you deserve to die. Like, that's not the person that I am. But if anybody asks about it, or if somebody is talking about some food and they don't know the implications of their actions, I'm gonna tell them about it. How else are we gonna get people to change if they don't know? The people need to know this is the one big thing you can do as a person, as an individual, to make this planet better. But bacon, though. Anyways, I've gone on for too long, but going vegan was the best thing I've ever done. Maya out.